Oh my God. Yo, Walker. What is up, gang? As they all come in. I think we got a pretty interesting show tonight. Oh man, I'm gonna let a few people come in while I set up. Let's see here. Why aren't you showing my screen? How y'all doing tonight? I'm actually tired. I ain't even gonna lie, but I'm happy to be here though. Hey, Brock, can you hear me? Mimi Fierce. Hey, y'all let me know if y'all can't hear me. Or if you can. Perfect. Try to get the screenshot up for you. I'll be hopping on first here tonight. We always start out with the TA tip. Talent acquisition tip, how to get hired. I actually have a pretty decent one for you. Yeah. It runs like 10 seconds behind. Quick talent tip. If you're applying for jobs or you're actually looking for jobs, do not just go to one job board. FYI, most companies pay for a premium service, and they're only going to get that premium service from one job board. So, for instance, if my company is signed up for Indeed, whenever we send out job alerts, most of those job alerts are going to go out on Indeed because we're paying for them. If you're trying to apply for a job and a company is using, let's say, Career Builder, for the lack of a great job board, you're not going to get that alert if you're only using alerts for Indeed. So if you are looking for jobs and you do use job alerts, typically you want to sign up for the job alerts for several boards, at least 3 or 4, because typically the jobs that's being posted do not overlay. So for instance, if there's a job for, let's just say, company X, you won't see company X on 4 different career boards, right? So you won't see company X on an alert from LinkedIn, Indeed, Career Builder, and whoever else, Hot Jobs. So you'll only see that on one of those boards. So if you are looking for work and you are getting job alerts, make sure that you're using several job boards. That way you can get alerts in whatever field you're looking for, and those alerts will come to you directly, and it won't just be from one site. Just a tidbit. Job market is tough all over, but I know a lot of times you think like, if company Y is hiring, then I'm gonna get that alert, from here. And that's not necessarily the case. They're going to prioritize the people that are paying to advertise on their job board. Tonight's live. Well, first let's go back through the show. We actually gave y'all a very long form show yesterday. I guess we were in a good mood. Yesterday's show. Let's see here. Gavin talks about the Kendrick Lamar tour. Tour actually looked like it was actually great. Actually, did I let folks know that we're in live? Let me drop this into the Discord. I'm not gonna spoil it, Mimi. I won't talk about what we discuss on it, but I will go through like the topics. Let's see here. We talked about Joy Taylor saying that her man was unemployed and how long she gave him before she left. Let's see here. Future dissing Trippie Redd. That was more so Gavin's expertise. Let's see here. We talked about Ish and Joe Budden, Mark Lamont. Let's see here. Is everything your wife's business? Agree or disagree? And then we discuss some sports. Coach Popovich retiring. LeBron James, who will be next? Tyrese Halliburton's dad going on. So it was yeah, this pod, how long is this one? This is an hour and a half pod. So I think it's a pretty good pod. We do pretty good work. It's about time for volume to pick us up, man. Volume tripping. So, what are we going to discuss tonight? So, I got two things tonight, all right? Both of these things are going to be based around black men dating preferences. There's certain things that I have to get used to not being able to say on these lives until I get everything, making sure it's over. It's telling everybody it's over 18 and up. So, certain words I just really can't say. I got to remind myself. Yeah, Brock, Joy gave him 1 month. Hey man, no rest for the weary. But the first thing that we're gonna discuss tonight, let me see if I can get it on the screen here. Hold on. Let's see here. There we go. All right, so let's start this over. Let's get this one played real quick here.
Black men, because of some reason, the white men are straightforward with love. If he doesn't like you, he will tell you he doesn't like you. If he's just using you, at least from day one, you know he was using you. And you go for it knowing that you're going for what you know. But a black man, he will want to use you, but he won't tell you directly. He will first use you, then later, he will tell you by actions. He won't even say it. He won't reply your messages. He will just ghost you.
And how many times have you been ghosted by a black man?
Since I've grown up from here, Uganda, obviously from high school, I'm Ugandan. If I say I don't date black men, it doesn't mean that I don't like, I'm a racist. It simply means I'm not interested.
Preference.
Yeah, my first man was a black man. I've tested left and right and prefer right.
You're still attracted to black men.
For satisfaction, it's not bad to go for a black man.
She said, white is right. Bro, she's put all the black men in a box and said, you are all like this. You can't do that. I just don't like people downplaying black people. I'll never come on a podcast and say, I don't like black women, I date white women. You won't get an Indian saying, I don't like Indians. Like, you know what I'm saying? They won't come out and say it like that. But I prefer if a woman's up front like this. That's it. That means we don't waste our time. You know where you stand, innit? We just move on. Are you not just... I'm happy she didn't say, I want mixed race kids. That's why I'm doing it. You know, a lot of people, they fit it.
Now, there's a reason that I played this. Because I have a part 2 that's coming up. But I played this in part 1. Even though I'm pretty sure that they're in London. And these are East Africans. But the reason why I played that is because if you know, I didn't go through the comment section. I meant to go through the comment section for y'all. But if you go through the comment section, and I'm going to go through it real quick. I'm going to read some comments to y'all real quick here. So it says, why do not date black men? Are her reasons valid? And the first comment says, my brothers, this isn't an attack on you, but I'm genuinely wondering why there's so much shock over a black woman simply expressing her dating preference. If she chooses not to date a black man, that is her right. It is a personal preference, not a betrayal. All right, I want y'all to listen to this. It is a personal preference, not a betrayal. All right, are we good there? Are we good there? We just had the young lady that stated that she was not interested in dating black men. She said that she think the white men are more sincere in their dating. If they're not interested, they'll tell you. She was saying that the brothers will lead, basically lead you on. And I often see a lot of these conversations I'm starting to notice that occurs on social media, whether it's Instagram or Twitter. I am noticing that a lot of this interracial division is occurring from basically West Africans like Nigeria, some Ghana, a lot of South African, and my God, Uganda and Kenya. So I have noticed that, and a lot of this they're not in the motherland. Most of these seem to be living in the UK. Some seem to be living in the United States. But a lot of this interracial dating that I'm seeing, a lot of this division is not really African Americans per se. And this is not a diaspora war, just something to pay attention to when you start seeing on social media. My sisters do pile in on the back end, but on the front end, a lot of these conversations, just like this conversation right here, it came from, the young lady that was from Uganda. And again, I want to reread that comment, right? One of the first comments I seen down there. My brothers, this is not an attack on you, but I'm genuinely wondering why there's so much shock over a black woman simply expressing her dating preference. If she chooses not to date black men, that is her right. It is a personal preference, not a betrayal. I need you to remember that comment. All right, everybody remember that comment, because I'm gonna need you to remember it for what I'm about to play real quick here. I need y'all to remember it. Remember what she just said. It is a personal preference. It is not an attack.
Baby daddy, boyfriends, husbands, cousins, brothers, uncles, and daddies was all in Cartagena this weekend.
All right. So we already see where this is going, right? It is titled, Passport bros are flooding Cartagena, Colombia, looking for cheap box. Man talks black men takeover, part 1. Now this is Anton. The guy on the right is Anton. Anton is a big black vlogger. I can't say what space he's in. I can't say if he's in the manosphere. He really just seemed to go wherever the algorithm takes him. During political season, I saw he actually made it onto a couple news channels on like Fox News, I believe, Newsmax. So Anton is a go-getter. So this is not about Anton political ideology. He's reacting to the fella on the left, and I just wanted to play this. It was actually like a 10-minute clip, but this right here kind of this was from Anton's page, and it's kind of summed it up nicely, right? But again, let's read this title here. Passport bros are flooding Cartagena, Colombia, looking for cheap box. Man talks black man takeover. All right, let's keep going.
I traveled to Cartagena to meet one of my friends who was traveling from Ecuador just for the weekend. It was my first time in Cartagena, and my God in heaven, y'all did not lie about the passport, bro. Baby, I got off the plane. I didn't know where I was at. It was black men as far as the eye could see. I took a little video while I was in the immigration line. They was grouped up and duped up. You hear me?
All right, so fellas, we got the guy on the and ladies. So the guy on the left is basically saying this whole line is filled with nothing but black men, and then the guy on the right is laughing, right? So at this point, we don't know if it's a negative laugh or a positive laugh. What I will say to the young guy on the left is, when you do fly into Cartagena, a lot of black men travel to Cartagena, Colombia, because as a coastal city, it is actually a black city. So a lot of black men are attracted to black women, are attracted to hanging out in black places, black spaces. You know, the same thing you do in the United States, right? DC, Atlanta. You don't really have a bunch of bros flying to Des Moines, Iowa, right? Like that's not happening, right? Not a lot of bros flying to Wichita, Kansas, right? If you in the United States, where you hanging out at? Houston, Atlanta, DC. So this guy is trying to shame, I guess he's trying to shame, I won't speak for him yet, but I guess he's trying to shame black men that are traveling. Like, it's not like there's a lot of black cities that you can fly to outside of the United States, right? But he's saying that, hey, these brothers, right? Now, mind you, we just watched the sister say she can have her preference, and it is not a personal attack. But this guy's like, hey, all these black men are down here for these Colombian women. By the way, Cartagena is pretty much a black city, but I digress. We'll keep going.
The line was at least 2 hours long to get through immigration. I promise you, and I'm not lying.
That line do be long.
They probably had 5 women in this immigration line. Everybody else was black men. And I said, oh, there's a story here. I mean, they was coming in groups. The group that was in front of me was a group of 10, bitch. A group of 10 that had came from Philly. How I knew they was from Philly? Because I could hear their accent. I could hear them talking. I was looking at them in line downloading Tinder. I said, them people did not fucking lie.
Wait. So, when you go to these other countries, and I'm genuinely asking a question because I am not aware. When you go to these other countries, you can download an app that is serviced in that country. Like, is it a separate app? Does it have translation? Is it in English? What does that look like? Because he's saying that people were downloading Tinder in the app. So how do you do that? Like, when you go to the other...
All right, and just to show you how backwards they are. No one uses Tinder. Well, you shouldn't use Tinder. Some guys still use Tinder. Tinder has pretty much become a sex workers real work type app. But in these countries, these guys are going to use the same thing that they use in the United States, which is dating apps, right? And now everybody's trying to pretend we don't know why dating apps exist, what they do, right? Like we just lost on, when men go out, when men go to Atlanta and they want to meet women from Atlanta, like what do they use? When men go to Houston and they want to meet women from Houston, what do they use? But all of a sudden in a different country, we're like, oh my gosh, they're using day naps down here. And I'll be honest, anybody that look, if anybody travels, if y'all do travel, I'll be 100% honest with you. Day naps is not where it's at. You can actually do way more work on Instagram. The rest of the world has moved straight to Instagram. In the United States, yeah, good luck trying to get everybody to respond to your Instagram. But yeah, that's what most of the guys that are traveling are using now. So they're not really using day naps. This is dated information. But I digress. Let's keep going. We're almost done.
Other country, and this is for my passport bros or anybody, because I'm learning. I'm better understanding the culture. Am I going to participate? No. Anton is not interested in it. I wouldn't want my picture being taken anywhere near such a thing, because I am married and I am committed, and so I'm not in that type of space. I'm not in that lane.
Who is he trying to convince right now? He's like, do I want to go? No, not me. I'm married. Like, who is he trying to convince?
I'm not interested in it. But to speak more effectively to it, right? When we're having conversations on these panels and these platforms, and I'm trying to understand why people do what they do, I want to understand the fullness of it. If anybody can let me know inside of the comments, and I always like to link back to the content creator to give them credit. So the link back to it will be in the description. Do you guys download the app? Do you just hit the streets? Do you go to the clubs? When you go, are you seeing a whole lot of other black people? Is it primarily black people? Is it also white men? Because I know white men was the original passport bro. Well, maybe not passport bro, but I know that they were the original passporters.
And you see how he cleans that up at the end? Black men who are actually not the original passport bros. He's like, no, the white guys, I know they was the original passport bro. No, I mean, no, they weren't. They were the passporters, right? As if passport bro is just something that black men do. But I'm not really done with this yet. I'm really not. I just wanted to play that part. Because we're gonna talk about this tonight. We're going to talk about this. And I hate to react to the reaction. That's what I hate to do.
All of y'all baby daddy, boyfriends, husbands, cousins, brothers, uncles, and daddies was all
Uber cheeks. Is that a thing? Is Uber cheeks a thing? Hold on, I'm gonna find our young lad. I'm gonna find this, because I get sick of people that do not do what heterosexual men do, discussing the business of heterosexual men.
baby daddy, boyfriends, husbands in my life. Child, they was walking the that. Yo. All of y'all baby daddy.
All right, there we go. I got it.
Cousins, brothers, uncles, and daddies was all in Cartagena this weekend. I traveled to Cartagena to meet one of my friends who was traveling from Ecuador just for the weekend. It was my first time in Cartagena, and my God in heaven, y'all did not lie about the passport, bro. Baby, I got off the plane. I didn't know where I was at. It was in groups. The group that was in front of me was a group of 10, bitch. They paying for it. They down there buying coochie. I was so embarrassed standing.
Hey, question. What do you think he's down there for? Any ideas? Since he's like, the guys are down there buying coochie. And for some reason, he's embarrassed. But let's keep going.
In that immigration line, because I could just feel the people that's from Cartagena looking at us, because I'm in the fucking line too. They looking at us saying, just look at them lined up to come buy some cat. All the way in South America. Y'all didn't lie. I thought y'all was lying. I thought y'all was bitter because, these black men is out here traveling and they got their passports, and that's why I was just so happy that black men just had passports and they was, seeing the world.
Hey, now, don't forget, now we just listened to the first clip where the first comment there was, hey, this is just because this is what she likes, right? When the sister wanted to date the white guys, it was like, hey, just because this is what she likes, this is not an attack on you, right? It's nothing to take personal. Remind you, we was just told this, looked like 20 minutes ago. But I'm gonna keep going.
No. Them motherfuckers is lined up to go participate. And you know what? I ain't gonna say too much on here. But all I'm gonna say is y'all was right. And I apologize. I have never seen nothing like this in my life. Child, they was walking the streets of Cartagena in packs, like a packs of wild dogs.
You see how this is a black man, right? And how he's labeling other black men that are just simply traveling, right? But let's finish up. I'm gonna let him finish.
Looking for cats. I'm speechless. And it's all ages. From 17 up to 70, bitch. They out there hunting in packs. Looking for cat. I was blown away. And as I'm listening to them, like as I'm in these lines and I'm listening because I'm nosy, bitch, I want to listen. I'm listening to them talking about how they travel throughout Colombia and they go to these different.
Now, listen to what he just said here, right? Just to show you how much he's lying, right? So at first, the guys are just coming to Cartagena. And then what he's starting to realize is that, oh, these guys are actually traveling throughout Colombia, right? They're not just coming to Cartagena. They're traveling out. They're traveling throughout Colombia.
Different cities, and they don't like this city because of this and this city because of that. Y'all. I can't believe it. I cannot believe this. I didn't want this to be true, but it's true.
You know what he can't believe? What he can't believe is the story that he's making up. He know is BS. He know that this story is BS. Right? What he found when he went down there was, there was an abundance of black men from the United States. Yeah, you're gonna find brothers in Cartagena. Why? Because this is one of the blackest cities that's within, commutable distance from the United States. The other city would be Salvador, Brazil, which is about a 16-hour flight. Rio is not really a black city. But yeah, Cartagena is going to be heavily Afro-Colombian. That's why black men go to the same reason why black men are going to Houston and they're not going to Wichita. But I'm going to let them finish. We got 40 seconds.
Unfortunately, it's true. And one last thing before I go, they all had on these fake chains. You could tell they were so fake because they were so bright. They were supposed to be.
Now, mind you, he said all the guys got on fake chains, right? I see maybe one chain here. I don't see no chain here, no chain here, no chain here, no chain here, no chain here. Can't see these last two guys. His dumb ass have on a chain. And again, let me let you know how I know he's lying. One of the first things that you learn when you start traveling is when you travel to developing nations, and this is not just Colombia. This would apply to if you're going somewhere, you're going to leave a resort in Costa Rica, Jamaica, Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa. Anywhere that you go that's a developing nation, you do not wear anything flashy. So your expensive watches, your expensive rings, your expensive jewelry, all that stays home. Any guy that's a seasoned traveler to developing countries, or any guy that actually just knows somebody that has been a seasoned traveler, like somebody's gonna tell this young man right here, "Hey, bro, take that chain off." Because real talk, in Cartagena, in the city, it is gonna get snatched by a kid. It really, really is. But he's lying. That's all I want to point out.
They was just so fucking bright. They looked like fucking aluminum on their neck. And everybody had these fake diamond chains on. I said, this is...
Again, look at the crowd. You don't see that because everybody knows not to do that in developing countries.
I don't want to be here. That's what I got off the plane. I said, I can't.
He didn't want to be there. That is true. That is true. Once he landed, absolutely, he was like, he's in the wrong part. Medellin would probably be a little bit more his speed.
Can you bring me back? Bring me to another destination. I don't want to be here because this is a lot. All of y'all baby daddy, boyfriends, husbands, cousins, brothers, uncles, and daddies was all...
All right, I'm back to the comments now. Mexico, I use Uber Cheeks. Hey, you gotta hit me in DM. I need to know what that is. Probably there to hook up with white Latino dude. Here's the thing: whoever he's there to hook up with, I'm here to support it. What I don't like is anytime black men decide that they want to travel, explore their options, enjoy themselves. There's a problem that everybody has, right? Like black men are going down there to exploit women. And that's not simply the case. All right. Prostitution is legal there. You don't have to, every woman down there is not a prostitute. Like imagine how arrogant you got to be to think that when you land into a foreign nation that every woman there is selling cat. That's not the case. And again, sex work is real work. I'm not here to diminish anybody what they do. But to sit here and just simply say that, like, hey, all the men when they travel down there were buying snatch, no, not the case. You know, one, two. I like the fact that brothers go to the coastal cities because that shows that black men are mostly attracted to women of color. Right? Cartagena is not the cheapest Colombian city to go to. It's actually the most expensive Colombian city to go to, believe it or not. But to watch that guy, I believe his name is Duke of Orleans, if you want to find him on TikTok, and to have Anton reacting to his content, right? To sit here and to say, you know, hey, brothers are traveling outside of the country because they're trying to get laid. I think that's why there needs to be a clear separation in the community. And productive black men, the top third of black men, clearly got to back away from all other men that really just want to diminish anything that you do, right? Men aren't traveling just to go get cat. They're not doing that. Cat is here, okay? And it's not. I know everybody think it's cheap overseas. The cheap overseas days, those are gone. All right, it's the same cost. It's the same cost. But every time I hate when I see this because men aren't traveling because they don't have any options. They don't have any choice. Men are traveling because they can. They're traveling because they can. Like if you can't travel, you wouldn't go. You want to go, but you wouldn't go. So when you see these brothers down here, and I'm about to be there in a couple weeks. And I guarantee you I'm going to run into some cool bros down there that are doing some cool things. Like I ran into like 2 cloud engineers that was basically working remote and they were touring around the country. And it is a beautiful country. It really, really is. Now, I'm not even talking about the women right now. Just talking about the countryside. Some of the beaches. Cartagena is not the most beautiful place. But like it is a beautiful country. It is highly affordable. And I'm not gonna bury the lead there. The women are stunning, but I think it's hilarious that anytime black men are just simply just traveling, right? Not really posting content. The passport bro content came and it went, right? As soon as it came, it went, and then like bros are just like, man, look, y'all blowing up the spot. Chill, right? That content kind of went away. You don't see it. You don't see it on social media right now. But black men are still traveling. And it's a shame that anytime that black men go and find a place where they can literally, have peace, feel that they're not a target for a week, right? Just want to hang out. That we have our sassy brothers and their underlings or rulers. I don't know which one yet. That it's like, hey, target these guys. I hope I see nothing but bros in the line when I head back down there. I hope it's nothing but brothers. No, we are traveling because it is fun, and it helps you realize that America is ghetto, but it also I appreciate the country when I get back. I really, really do, because there are amenities that you be like when you get back, you be like, dang man, like yeah, I don't have to buy 5 gallons of water a week. The airports are a little bit better. But I don't know. What do y'all think though? What do y'all think? I know I set it up with the first clip where our sister was like she wanted the white guys. Shame is all they. The sad thing is it's all what they have. But when I listen to dude speak, I just heard defeat, because he knew it was nothing he could say that was going to stop any guy from going back down there. And yeah, exactly. You take your ball and go home, they have nothing. He knew it was nothing. Like when I heard him talk, and even when I listened to the Anton part, like Anton is just like, yeah, I don't travel there or whatever. And I'm just like, bruh, no one cares. The people who go to wherever it is that you want to go, like even the bros that used to go to that still go to Sousa. So like I know fellas that used to go there back in the day, and I didn't have any desire to go to Sousa. But I was just like, yo, I get why everybody else went. Like back then, I used to be like in Vegas and Miami, so I was like, everything y'all doing in Sousa, I got in Vegas and Miami. But even still though, like those guys had an experience, and you can't take that away from them. Whatever it is that they're doing, nobody's saying anything about the sisters in Jamaica on the rafts. Nobody's saying anything about that. If y'all get to enjoy the rafts, then we gotta let the fellas be able to enjoy delirium in Cartagena. Definitely one of my favorite cities. I've made some friends down there. So all I'm saying is you can't shame men that are enjoying something. Maybe they leave the sisters alone. Maybe I'm with the sisters. I love Jamaica for y'all. I love it. I really, really do. But y'all gotta leave the bros alone with Cartagena, man. Stop running down there. Some of us aren't going to Jamaica for the rafts and the massage. No, exactly. I agree, right? The same way some of the bros are not going to Cartagena just for prostitutes. Wall City is beautiful. Blanca Beach is beautiful. Like I can't wait to sit on Blanca Beach. I can't wait. I can't wait to go. It's a new restaurant. I can't think of the name of it, but yeah, and get Gatsby. I can't wait to go to it. Matter of fact, this time I'm actually going to post. I'm going to post to the Black Dads Club page. I'm gonna create a story. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up tonight. I do got one more clip I want to play for y'all. One more. And I'm gonna talk about this and we're gonna get out of here. This is going to be, I want to say the brother is Ryan from Hardly Initiated Podcast. But let's play this. This is him talking to April Mason.
When I entered the relationship that I'm currently in, a big green flag.
Ain't this a BI?
In the first few weeks saying, hey,
you're willing to marry her. You're willing to say forsaking all others for a feeling that you cannot see or touch. So how you feel? You feel?
I clicked on the whole thing, and I just wanted to play the short.
I've been dating a young lady for coming up on a year. It's a committed situation where I'm investing everything into our relationship. And now that it's coming up on a year, I'm going to be honest, I do feel a little pressure to say, yes, we're going to continue, or no, it's not quite working. How do I know I'm getting the best deal? That's what I mean. That's in my mind.
No, I get it.
A deal. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
And I'm right brain, so I'm looking at all the things that I bring, looking at things she brings, but in my mind, I'm thinking like, what are these other options I'm going to have access to, and what if I'm interested in those?
It's honest thought, and you have the FOMO, fear of missing out. This man that you're becoming, because I've watched you guys since you first started, and I've watched you grow, but I think what you have to realize is, so has she. So while you're not becoming this amazing man that you see and what you bring to the table by yourself. She is there to put that feminine creativity, that support, that love, that respect, her ability to be agreeable, her ability to challenge you, all of those things that this man that you feel like you are turning into,
I'm gonna be honest, everything that April said, no thanks to any of that shit. I cursed. But I'll let it finish.
Plays a part in that. But I got to say, this is why a lot of women don't like being the ride or die and sticking with you until you make it to that next level. Because as much as we pour into you, it's the possibility that you go from a bronze penny to a shiny quarter and you want something else. But she was there while you were a bronze penny. She was there while you were making this transition that you've made. So why can't she benefit from that?
So that was Hardly Initiated.
Coming up on a year.
April Mason talking to Ryan. And look, I'm gonna say this about Ryan. I'm gonna say this about the bro. I do not know him personally. He has to grow up. He has to grow up. But this is what I'm gonna say for the fellas. Stop always thinking that it's something better, right? And part of understanding that is not something better out there for you is knowing how to properly vet and choose women, right? So I came up with something, right? I call it the sell method, right? And what you're looking for in the woman is you want her to be sexually compatible, right? So whatever it is that you're into, she need to be into it, right? The second thing that you're looking for is a woman that is aesthetically pleasing to you. So whatever it is that you are into as a woman, if it's thick women, if it's petite women, if it's skinny women, whatever it is, right? Whatever type hair, like that is going to be the second thing that you're looking for, right? If a woman has to be aesthetically pleasing, right? Second to the last thing, right? Intellectually curious, right? That means that you can have good conversations. She asks good question. This is why I would disagree with April talking about like the whole challenging me thing. Like a smart woman understands that she does not have to challenge you, right? And the last part is loyalty, right? Now, if you meet a woman and if she's sexually compatible, aesthetically pleasing, intellectually curious, and loyal, right? Just think of it the sell method. You won't be where Ryan is right now, right? Where he's been with the woman for 1 year. And then at the end of the year, he's like, man, pod keep blowing up. I could probably upgrade the type woman that I have now. And that is wrong, guys. That mindset is wrong. I'm not telling you leaving is wrong. I'm not telling you upgrading is wrong. I am not a moralist, right? But what I am telling you is when you are a man and you are a leader and you cannot find any satiation, most of the time it's because you have not sat with yourself to figure out what it is that you want. And that's why you often feel that the grass is always greener, right? If you know exactly what it is that you're looking for, right? Just use the sell method, right? As a woman, is she sexually compatible? Is she aesthetically pleasing? Is she intellectually curious? Is she loyal, right? If she is all those things, then you don't have to wonder if the grass is greener. It's not. It's just more grass. And sometimes you can have more grass, right? Sometimes you're rich enough to where you can have as many yards as you want. But if you're not rich enough to have as many yards as you want, you have to take care of the yard that you have. But to leave your yard to go to another yard and be like, this yard is better? No, you can't do that. And men have to stop this desire. And I am guilty of it. Like, it was something that I had to learn, right? That the grass is not always greener. Find who you want. Find someone that's going to, really, really love you, right? What do we say? What does a woman need to be? Like, she needs to be the art, adoration, respect, celebration, right? Woman hits the art. Your woman adores you, respects you, and celebrates you, right? She gives you that back, and then you use the sell method. She's sexually compatible. She's aesthetically pleasing. She's intellectually curious. She shows loyalty. You're done. You don't have to worry about, is the grass greener? It's not. It's just more grass. And if you can't afford the yard, you got to stay in your yard. Now, if you can afford the yard, it's a different conversation. But before I get out here tonight, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Appreciate y'all tuning in on Wednesday nights as we're growing. Anything that y'all want to follow up on, feel free to hit me up on my profile at Pastor Mike Will. Or you can come through Black Dads Club. Sometimes do not check that email as much. Please stay in your yard. Yes, Mimi. I agree. I am for fellas staying in their yard. But hey, Dragon, I appreciate you coming in. Position, appreciate you coming in. Bill, I know you came in late. To everybody else that tuned in, man, I do appreciate it as this is growing. Always feel free to hit me up. Hey, always know that I'm pulling for y'all bros. Y'all are an impressive group of black men and black women, and even our ladies that tune in. I appreciate y'all so much for being able to listen to the conversations and know that it's not about you. But that's all I got, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in tonight. Y'all have a good one.